What's up, YouTube and Facebook, and welcome back to Not Quite Mint. I'm Tom.
And I am Rich, and yes, we are not quite mint.
And today we are going back through our event review, and this is episode 5 of X of Swords. So we're looking at, we're going to review or talk about Marauders issue 15, Excalibur issue 14, Wolverine issue 7, X-Force issue 14, Hellions issue 6, and Cable issue 6. Yeah, we're going to try and be positive, but I doubt it very much. We've also got a special guest. We have got Ben from Straight Outta Crampton.
Is this still going on?
Yeah, fortunately.
Are we not done yet?
No.
We've got one more. I think this is one more.
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of this. No, thank you very much for having me back, boys. Always nice to serve as the mint for Not Quite Mint.
Actually, that works well.
Tom's not.
Yeah, you move me and Rich round.
Our very own little minter.
Our very own
head
little
looks like a
minter.
polo.
You are, sorry.
Does he think your head looks like a polo or a minty mento?
Yeah, I mean, you can do. It's a blank canvas, to be fair.
I think we're onto something, mate. I think we're onto something. Right then,
Awesome.
so we're here to talk about X of Swords. Obviously, if you are new to our channel, obviously do make sure you subscribe, but obviously go and check out Ben's channel as well, obviously Straight Out Crampton. Thank you for the Hydra collectibles for popping in and actually taking the time to see this very kind of long drawn but odd review show, because I think event reviews at the moment, especially Marvel, they're just very, very underwhelming. I think
They're shit.
One way of putting it. So we are up to what was we've done about 14 issues, haven't we? Up till when we last sort of like obviously had this show, and I think we ended on the last show on a relatively positive note, I think, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because it was the X-Force issue that we finished on, wasn't it? And that was
it was X of Swords, Stasis, X-Men, and the Marauders issue 14, where Wolverine.
Yeah, that was the last one. It was the Marauders. I think that's what we all liked.
Yeah, I mean, those three I thought were strong. I didn't dislike those, but I think, you know, just going to put it straight out there, because I know we're going to read, you know, talk about each and every individual one. But I think if you read the first one and then read Stasis, the 2 X-Men ones, and Marauders, that one Marauders from last time, you don't need to read any of the others. Yeah,
definitely. But we're now into that phase where everything was building up, wasn't it, to a kind of a, you know, we're going to start seeing the action. And the 6 issues that we're obviously going to cover in this show, I just don't know what the hell we're going to talk about, to be honest, because I don't really know how to explain to people. Have you got any idea of how to explain what happens in these issues, really?
I think what it appears to be happening in general is that Saturnine is kind of rigging the contest, but it's not a case of like we all thought it would just be like one battle, you know, these 2 battle done, these 2 battle done, these 2 battle done. But instead it's a ton of different competitions, which range,
don't make sense.
That don't often involve sword being used either.
No, it can be everything from like you know, the fight that we all want to see, all the, you know, which can be intense and great, all the way through to like drinking contests and like a sprint race.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's gotten really weird.
Yeah.
I just think it's just got a bit ridiculous, to be honest. I think it like you said, it all ramped up to this whole like versus thing. There was like going to be this person versus that person. They were going to team everyone up. It looked like it was going to be that. And then they just let us down massively. The one thing I will say is the first issue that was next after that one was Marauders issue 15. And I didn't mind the start of this book I liked the fact that they showed what could happen if Wolverine had have stabbed her, and how that was then like a dream thing. I liked that. But then after it, when the whole like, you know, Betsy Braddock had to fight whatever, it's like, oh God, come on, what's this all about?
Yeah, it's descended into farce, really, hasn't it? Quite quickly. And as you said, we the end of the previous Marauders was obviously Wolverine stabbing Saturnine and being like, "Whoa, what's happening?" But of course, it was all just a bit of an illusion, a bit of a just like, as you say, just like this is what could happen if you did this, to make kind of to try and like drive home the point to Wolverine, because he can't be destroyed. That if he ruins this tournament, the whole world's going to fall to ruin, and he's going to be one of the last people left standing, seeing everything crumble around him, which was quite good. But as soon as the fight started, it lost me completely. It was really disappointing, very odd, and I think there was a real opportunity to build a lot of suspense with the battles, and that just isn't what's happened. Every battle's pretty much over within, you know, in some cases like a single panel, and you've got classical things like arm wrestling going on and things like that, and it's just seems really weird.
It like, we hate this story, but we still have enough respect for the concept to have not done this. If we were putting this together, you know, it feels like a bit of a slap in the face, almost like they're making it trivial now. And
yeah, I agree.
It's odd, you know. I've literally lost. I mean, I was barely getting any kind of investment into it anyway, but I started to get little fragments, you know, of investment in the story, and I've just completely lost any shits that I would have given now.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah. I'm exactly the same. What was the next book after Marauders, Tom?
Well, this is the thing. The next book.
Oh, who cares what the bloody next book was?
Is Excalibur issue 60, issue 14. But what I'm going to say is all of these, this like set of what we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 issues to talk about. They all blend into one big pile of donkey shit, in my opinion. I just don't like any of them. There's nothing in there that I like. I mean, last time we were on here, we were talking about how cool Porg was, right? He ends up being really bad. Porg was cool until Porg wasn't cool anymore. That disappoints, like stuff like that has massively disappointed me with this series.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those as well where I think we were like everybody we were talking about the fact that it's Cypher, wasn't it, who's a bit of a, you know, like he was going to die, and you know, because it looked like he might have been fighting somebody like either Iska or, you know, one of the real like heavy fighters. And obviously the way that Saturnine's actually choosing the bouts to take place, they're not actually a fight in many cases. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. And like you know, Ben, you were saying it's she's like rigging it like to the point that at no point has Krakoa been ahead. Have they? And they're massively behind, because like at the end of every fight they're like putting up like a little scoreboard, aren't they? And it's, you know, to keep the score.
Which has gotten silly. It's like 22 or 20-4 or something by the end.
It's 90. It gets to 1919 in Cable issue 6.
No, I mean, does she award a load of points, does she? To
well, yeah. I mean, when we get to Cable, we'll talk about, because you haven't read that one yet, but it's not worth reading anyway. But like for me, I don't know about you guys. Well, I probably am talking for all three of us. But when after Marauders 15, after you get the whole Wolverine thing and it moves on, you get into Excalibur, it starts kind of doing all the other fights. I lost complete interest in every single character. I mean, I wanted to see how Cypher was going to defend himself and like end up whether or not he was going to die, or whether someone would step in and take his spout, or whether Krakoa was going to do what Ben said and like lock him up so he can't go anywhere. But that never happened. He just got married, and it was like, oh, that was a really anticlimactic part. And then from there, everything else was exactly the same. It's almost like he's forcing you shit.
I only read that last week, and I genuinely forgot that happened until you just said that.
What? That he gets married?
I forgot that happened,
Yeah.
but I remember. Yeah, this has been the expression on my face whilst reading the last 6. Like it's. Yeah, it's so hard to kind of almost. It's almost impossible to articulate how random this has got.
Yeah.
And there's been flickers of like some nice relationship work. You know, we had a nice scene with Apocalypse and his ex-wife, and the relationship with kind of Magic training up Cypher and stuff, and it feels like any kind of flicker of good stuff. You know, Wolverine with the stab and things just gets dropped straight away.
Yeah,
like before it's even become a thing.
There's been some like little golden nuggets throughout it. Like there's been great bits. Like there's a bit where I think it's Death tries to poison Wolverine, and then Wolverine obviously stabs what's her name, and then in the next part in Marauders 15, Apocalypse says to his wife, he's like, "You've brought the children up well," because they're all trying to kill each other, and then like she turns to Wolverine, she's like, "That's a good touch. I like the fact that you were going to stab her," and they kind of bond on that. I liked all those little bits, but the whole like arm wrestling thing, drinking competition, and the fact that Wolverine has to fight for Solem at one point, I didn't mind that. And I also didn't mind the fight between Wolverine and High Summoner, but I wanted to go on longer than just 2 panels, two pages. I think it needed more than that.
Yeah.
I think all the battles need a little bit more than that.
Yeah, well, we thought that, didn't we? I mean, like we were at like the halfway point, and we were almost like saying last time, oh well, you know, I'm sure like the next issues we're going to have like, you know, a matchup in each of them, and it's going to be like really epic because theoretically it's 10 of Swords. We thought it'd be, you know, 10 fights, and the way that the scores are, as you say, at 19-19 now at the end of at the end of Cable, it's like I don't really know how we've got there, and it's I don't know.
But I think that's the point, isn't it? It's the fact that we've come to speak about 6 books, but they all kind of roll into one. And there's no really point in talking each individual book. We might as well just talk because of them as a whole, because like you said, there is no point to any particular book. It's not, actually probably Hellions is probably the only one that has its own standalone story. And it was terrible as well.
But it wasn't great, yeah.
I was going to say, even Hellions, right, manages to do what I thought was impossible, which was introduce more bloody characters to this story. And you know, you get a whole new team. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, come on, like it's getting silly. And the frustrating thing as a long-term X-Men fan is that there's so many characters that are just not involved in this. That if there was real jeopardy to it, then surely they would. Do you know what I mean? Like Magneto, Xavier. I think Jean and Scott are going to come in at the end because Cable's like shouted out to them or whatever. But I wrote a letter to Marvel actually. I'll read it to you. Yeah, I'll read it to you. It says, "Dear Marvel, less is more. Yours sincerely, Ben Crampton."
Nice.
That's it.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Seriously, though, guys, it's. I mean, it's a shame, isn't it, that this is the first, event thing and it's been so nice to kind of get together and discuss something as it happens. Because so often, as a geek, you kind of read these long-term storylines and just kind of keep stuff to yourself. But Christ, if we pick a story up,
well, this is my problem. I like. We decided to do this. Then we were going to do King in Black, but I think we're probably going to not. But so far, Empire was awful. X of Swords is awful. I really hope they put all their eggs in one basket, and we're going to get a really good show with King in Black. Excuse me.
But yeah, I'm like that. I think, like, obviously, Luke from Hydra Collectibles obviously has mentioned, how concerned do I feel in Black? Well, me and Tom obviously had the conversation and saying, well, look, we're struggling to read 9 books, you know, at the moment with the way that the delivery schedules are between Wednesdays and Thursdays to do the reviews. Let's do an event show, because there's always an event on, and then we can invite people like yourself on to talk about it. And obviously X-Men X of Swords sounded perfect. Do you know what I mean? It literally sounded perfect, because Tom loves X-Men, I love X-Men to my limited capacity of what I've read, and obviously we knew that there were people like yourself who were into X-Men, and I'm really disappointed, because I thought this was going to be my jam going forward. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I'm really concerned as an X-Men fan how they kind of backtrack from this, really, because there was some really good stuff going on in terms of Krakoa and stuff, and I just sit there and I think you could have had, like, I don't know, Krakoa could have done a thing where he picks 2 people against each other, just randomly. He's like, right, there needs to be more room on my island. It's you versus you. Do you know what I mean? Like, there you go, straight away. It's better. You're utilizing the characters you've already got. It's not overcomplicated. You spend 1 bloody issue doing the actual fight rather than the panel. Like, it's not hard. Do you know what I mean? I am not a writer by any stretch of the imagination. I struggled to spell there. But sorry, Tom, has that touched a nerve?
No, I'm the same, mate. I can't spell nothing. I actually can't spell the word nothing.
I have to decipher Tom's dyslexic emails like it's like Krakoa speaking or something.
Like the Da Vinci Code.
You are Cypher.
I am Cypher, yes.
Yeah.
So
it's because I was always because I was a little shit at school. I was always bottom set. So you're always with the kids who have like learning issues and things. So I'm there, Tom. Don't worry. We're in sync.
That's all right, as long as you understand what I'm trying to say.
But yeah, I mean, it's sad for. I know that's quite deep to say. Oh, it's sad, but it is sad for fans when you do it. You do look forward to events, and they are hyped up, and then you do invest in money, getting your first issues, your variants, whatever it may be, and. I honestly think it's been insulting. A lot of this.
I agree. I don't think
it's been insulting to fans. It really has. And when you have work like going on, like over in the Joker War stuff with Batman and the ongoing Venom, that is fine, good writing. Yeah. And they should be ashamed of themselves for what they're doing with this. I really think so.
I tend to agree. I mean, I've read bits and pieces, like, obviously, because me and Tom have reviewed a lot of the Dawn of X stuff. Obviously, in the build up to this, before we stopped doing the regular Thursday review show, and I really thought, this would have been the way forward, but stick to the big events. It'll be something really good for fans, and us to read and for us to get into it and everything. And yeah, like you said, I at no point during this, I kind of like Creation, the first book. As you know, I liked what it was kind of building, and it's not like where we are now. I'm like, as you say, it's insulting really, because it's not anything fantastic or epic, or it's just, as Tom keeps on saying, it is literally shit. It really is. It does feel really shit.
What annoys me is they had so many good stories going on in the books already, so there's no need for them to change all of the books to start this new story of X of Swords. It might as well have been its standalone story. I just don't understand why they did that. Why you would do that.
So many more stories you could have told on the island as well. We were only at the point where, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but is it only Sabretooth who's been put in the black hole or whatever? So there's still so much room for people to kind of step out of line, and with the betrayal with Kitty Pryde and oh god, mine's gone blank. Hellfire.
Sebastian Shaw.
Yes, thank you.
you
So there's so much, that was there. And if this was a side event, then just be clear that it is a side event. Do you know what I mean? Like Secret Wars it. And I know Secret Wars has recently been slated over on Comico Dino's The Nerd Herd.
The Nerd Herd.
The simplicity of Secret Wars is something that you could use. You're randomly taking some characters, you're putting them on another world. It's a battle to the death. Do you know what I mean? Like they really could have used the simplicity, and people would have still invested in it if the artwork is good. You can have a sword fight that's 4 or 5 pages long with, do you know what I mean? Like free speech bubbles in all of those pages, and I would still enjoy that if the artwork was good and telling the story well. So yeah, I mean, there's a million different directions they could have gone with this that would have been better.
Yeah, it just really did. It is a real shame, and I'm one of those ones now. It's sort of like, because we've got, what is it, 4 or 5 issues left after this week, and I'm like, I don't know quite what it's going to achieve at the end of it.
3 issues.
Thank God for that.
3 issues to go.
Is that all? So 3 issues. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, yeah. Obviously, Tom's brought up the image of the X-Force book, and X-Force, the previous one, was that where we got to see? Did that have like Solomon involved in it and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, where Wolverine went in the pit and then came out and was all like aluminium and stuff. Not aluminium, adamantium.
That's right. And
it'd be rubbish if he was aluminium. He wouldn't last long, would he?
Just under all that, he's not adamantium at all. He's aluminium.
Someone just comes up to him and goes.
Yeah, but so like what you guys are saying, it's like this issue doesn't have any of that at all, really.
No.
It's like this is just a massive mashup of the fights, isn't it? This one.
Yeah. This one and Cable really annoyed me because they were just like bang, 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 bang. Like on one page you had like 4 fights going on, and then the next page is like you've got more fights going on. It didn't make sense. And then in Cable it's like exactly the same. The only thing that I thought was cool was the fact that I forgot the name of the character now because I don't care. But there's the character who's the white sword who fights the other character who's got the swords, and he takes on 100 of his men, which is how you end up with the 19 versus 19. I like that as a touch. That's it.
That's
I thought that was cool. And I liked that some of those fights that you had with those characters was very like Game of Thrones with the whole like eye popping thing. I thought it was really cool. The way it ended with the fact that we're going to get Genesis versus Apocalypse, I like the idea of that. But that's it. That's 1 or 2 things over a course of 6 issues that I liked. But to the point now where before we started doing this review, I was hyping this up. I really wanted to read X of Swords. It sounded like my kind of jam. I bought or pre-ordered the hardcover to this. This morning I cancelled it. I don't want it. I don't want a hardcover of this.
Well, I'd love to know how many people have done that. Who at the start of this event thought, "Oh, I'm gonna get that hardcover, get it on order," and then, like you say, you've got like to this point, listen to what people are saying, and you're like, you know what? No, I don't want it.
I hope it's a lot. I hope it's a lot.
There's so many more classic X-Men you could pick up.
They need to learn their lesson, and I'm hoping that sales will reflect that and teach them, not to put stuff like this out there. Really.
Well, I think one of the most annoying things for me as well was that because I knew that I was doing this show with you guys, I put all of these issues. Oh, Tom's gone.
See you later, Tom.
I put all of
these.
Just
done one.
That's it. But I put all of these issues on my pull list, so I've bought every single one of these issues, and there are a couple of keys in there, granted, which might be the only saving grace. But it's like, yeah, I'm going to be left with a stack of 22 comics that I despise in my collection. So I'm not very happy about that.
And you say about he's back. And you say about Pete, but if they're first appearances of some of these characters, I mean, I'm having to think now, and I genuinely, I'm okay to not see these characters again. Any of the Araco guys, and I definitely don't want to see Saturnine again. It's been bad. And what's weird as well, especially in that X-Force comic, is you were talking about the 4 fights per page or whatever. Is the tone of it like swings from like comedy, like a drinking contest, to like, as you say, like Game of Thrones, gouging out eyes and fighting armies and stuff. So the tone's odd. I mean, if they had committed at the beginning, like this is going to be a bit of a comedy X-Men event, do you know what I mean? I would have really kind of indulged in that. Oh, I've got another idea that's better. Right. What you could have had, like the worst X-Men characters or the worst mutants who were taken for this. And like literally that, I mean, I'm not just saying that because I love a crap mutant, but like you could have had like Beak, Toad, like all the like, do you know what I mean? The pathetic like mutants like could have been taken, and then that would have been a comedy event. Do you know what I mean? And it would have been, and you could have maybe had more stake to it because you can easily kill off those characters with not a huge amount of comeback. I mean, I would kick off, So I don't. I'm trying my best. I'm genuinely going to struggle for these last 3. But it's like when you put on a film and you've watched 45 minutes worth and you're like, oh, this is terrible, but I've got to 45 minutes and I might as well, I've invested this time. Might as well finish it.
It's like a terrible TV series, isn't it? I mean, I put 5 seasons into Smallville, and then I was like, I've got to finish this now. Yeah. And then they kept doing more seasons after season. It's like I finally got to season 10, and they did a couple of decent episodes. Yeah. But from season 5 to season 10, there was nothing worth watching.
I disagree, Tom. That's been terrible from the start.
Hey, yeah, okay, fair enough. I'll take that. To be fair, when you think of some of the other class stuff that's out or was out at the time.
Hey, we like what we like. No judgment here.
But not this. We like what we like, but not this.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, I just think it's one of those where we're going to be. I mean, what do we think's going to happen? This is the only thing that I can think that's going to absolutely like make this thing even worse. Is obviously the final part of Cable has Apocalypse and Genesis and his wife, obviously, preparing to battle. Are they actually going to have a sword fight? Is one of them going to kill each other?
Well, he might show her his sword.
Or is something really random going to happen? Because that's what my money's on. I don't think
it'll turn into a Conker's game or something.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Or like Saturnine's going to sit them down like in a marriage counselling, like, and just say, no, come on, guys. You guys have spent a little bit of time apart. Technically going to have a fight, but let's sort this out to decide a winner. Let's talk about your problems. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, mate. But like, I don't know about you two, but this was, for me, the whole idea that Cypher might have to grow up and really, either have to kill someone or get killed. And the fact that Apocalypse had to kind of suck up a bit of his pride and go against his wife in a fight. Those are the sort of things. I thought this was going to be an emotional roller coaster, this book, this next few issues. I thought this is going to be really hard / emotional to read. All I've done is gone, like Ben said, is it a comedy? Is it supposed to be funny? Is it supposed to be like hard hitting? I don't get any of the punchlines. I just don't get it.
Yeah, because obviously we saw Storm, slight spoiler, but obviously the Storm and Death fight was quite good.
But then it felt out of place.
But it was weird because it was off the back of, like you say, just a load of stupidity, really. So yeah, it felt disingenuous, didn't it?
And you could have just had Death. You could have had just Death coming to Krakoa as an individual character, and there could have been all kinds of interesting stuff with that, and still had the focus with Storm kind of leading that because of her history with Death and things.
I suppose with if you'd have had Death come to Krakoa and the fact that they are cheating Death, that could have been a whole other new realm of storytelling, couldn't it? Because like the fact that they're all kind of cheating Death. They can't essentially die at all, but Death just turned up on Krakoa to make it a point that they have to die.
This is 1 30-minute forum, and we've come up with like 4 better ideas.
It's insane.
These guys meet in boardrooms for months.
It's annoying because I've got such respect and love for Jonathan Hickman, but I just think either he's not that much involved, or he's just gone, I'm Jonathan Hickman, I can't write anything bad, and he's written something really bad.
Yeah. Something strange has happened, hasn't it? And I mean, I'm not excited for the next thing because, as I say, you should be, because it's kind of like the fight that everybody's been waiting for with Apocalypse and everything. That's kind of like what the main, your creation of Stasis and your X-Men issues have been all about, really. And we've got here to that point, and I'm really, really worried that it's just going to be something really like stupid that's going to happen. And
it's going to be one of those, it was all a dream.
Yeah.
I kind of want that now, because
just to get rid of it, erase it.
I don't want any of this to carry over in any shape or form. I want this to literally be forgotten, because it's not always going to be great. We are talking about characters that stem back to the 60s, and you are going to get bad storylines, but quite often through history we have just forgotten those storylines because they don't drag this stuff out. Do you know what I mean? And I just hope they do that, and we all can live our lives better.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I say, I think that's it, isn't it? I'm not looking forward to the next one. We will obviously reconvene again in a couple of weeks' time, if anybody can be bothered.
We've got to round it off.
We've got to finish it, haven't we? We've got to finish it, and then we'll.
It's like Frodo throwing the ring into the pit of fire. Like we'll be crawling our way to the end just to finish this damn event.
I think we'll have a bit of a rethink of what we want to do, because obviously the King in Black, there's about between 15 and 20 issues of tie-ins with King in Black coming out, and that lasts until March. So if it's as bad as this event, I think I might actually quit reading comic books. Do you know what I mean?
I'll tell you what, mate. If King in Black is as bad as this and Empire, because I didn't think Empire could get any worse than Empire, and this is definitely on par.
Yeah,
if King in Black is as bad or worse, I'm giving up reading Marvel, full stop. Because I can't be asked. It's not cool.
Well, Spider-Man's been kind of crap for over a year now, hasn't it?
I don't mind Nick Spencer's run. I think some of the stuff he's done's been great, but I do agree. I think it is a bit wishy-washy.
And if X-Men goes down the pan, and then Venom goes down the pan. I think there's a lot of stuff out there that maybe should get more love. We're not mentioning Captain Marvel, Captain America, or Avengers and stuff like that. Well, although the Avengers, have you heard about this thing with the Avengers? They're all fighting
the Phoenix.
For the Phoenix Force.
Yeah. Have you read Avengers?
No, it's not. It's not come out yet, has it?
No, but the current story has been about Moon Knight stealing all their abilities and like taking them all down, and it's been okay, but it's not been the greatest. No. There's something going on at Marvel where they're just like pooping out all this stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's bad. So hopefully, as we can all put our faith in Null, and hopefully he can be
You can,
the healer of worlds.
that's it. But as I say, I haven't really got anything else to say other than that. Other than obviously pop back in 2 weeks' time and see how this series actually finishes. And obviously, a massive thanks to Ben. Do you want to have a quick chat about what you've got on your channel this week?
Yeah, tell us what's coming up, Ben.
Well, I've literally just posted the last video as part of my Cosmic Fortnight. So it's all like space, interdimensional, wibbly wobbly type characters. So do check that out. And then next week, I've got, what have I got? Oh, I've got an Alex Ross tribute.
Nice.
I know me being nice about someone, it's going to be hard. And then I think I've got my Kingpin Marvel Legends figure review as well, which I may sport a certain outfit for or may not.
Nice, do it.
It's it's got to be done, isn't it, when you're fat and bald? So yes, that is what is coming up over at Straight Outta Crampton. So please subscribe. I've got some really exciting stuff planned for the new year as well. So
yeah, awesome. And I think next week, obviously, we'll be back with our keys of the week for the new comic book day on Wednesday. As usual, on Tuesdays, we'll be uploading. We'll be having a unboxing probably of the Comic Mystery Box UK next Thursday, and then this Saturday, Ben, you'll be happy, you will see the first installment of our grading session that we had last Friday. So
I'm going to get so much hate.
It's quite entertaining. It really
is entertaining.
That is edited, and we'll be going. I'll be uploading that probably later on this evening, but yeah, it'll be going live at 2:00 on Saturday. So set your set your alarm for that, mate.
2:00 in the morning.
Not quite. Yeah. Well, I'll put it on 2:00.
Make sure we get those American fans.
Hit up that American and Chinese market.
Yeah, but so that'll be that's starting on Saturday, and that will keep us in videos for CGC content for the next 5 weeks, every Saturday.
6 months. I mean, 5 weeks.
But
it felt like 5 weeks filming it. I'm not going to lie.
It was. To be fair, it was like actual recording time. It was about 2 hours, and the first video, which I edited, it came out at about 40 minutes. So for the remaining 4 or the remaining 20 books that we didn't cover in the first video, we obviously did speed up quite a lot, which was which was necessary, I think. But all good.
Exciting times, mate.
And so it's. I think it's all good, really. I think we've covered everything there.
Yeah, I think so, mate. So basically, come back on Tuesday for our keys. Come back on Thursday for Richard's unboxing of the mystery box. Come back on Saturdays for the CGCs.
Indeed, with
happy days.
Everybody who was here. So,
a minting, not quite mint.
Yeah. So on that note, I am literally going to say, obviously, make sure you do subscribe to us. Smash that like button, but we won't be offended because this is not the video of positivity. But
hit the like button if you agree with the fact that it's terrible.
Yeah, smash the like button if you also do not like this, and let us know in the comments down below why you think it's terrible as well, and see if we agree. But until that, then obviously next time, do take care. And as I say, I'll see you next time.
Yeah, I'm just going to reiterate what Rich said. Hopefully see you all on Tuesday. Look after each other. Stay safe. Stay sexy. See you.